legendary Watergate journalist Bob Woodward has now released all of the audio recordings that he had of Donald Trump. He had been doing this for many years. He had been sitting with Donald Trump. He'd been sitting with Trump's kids, sitting with all kinds of people from the administration, recording their conversations, and everybody knew they were recorded, right? It's not like this was a shock. They agreed to be recorded. Woodward put it out in a new audiobook, and now he's released all of the audio recordings for everybody to know about. And now that he's done that, Woodward has also penned an op-ed, I guess you would call it, for the Washington Post, where he not only calls Donald Trump dangerous, but says that he is absolutely, based on his analysis from the conversations they had, a threat to our democracy. So let me read a couple of excerpts from Woodward's new piece in the Washington Post. He's not just the wrong man for the job. He's dangerous, and he is a threat to democracy. And he's a threat to the presidency because he doesn't understand the core obligations that come with that office. Trump is an unparalleled danger. When you listen to him on the range of issues from foreign policy to the virus to racial injustice, it's clear he did not know what to do. Trump was overwhelmed by the job. He was largely disconnected from the needs and leadership expectations of the public, and his absolute self-focus became the presidency. He continues, the record now shows that Trump has led and continues to lead a seditious conspiracy to overturn the 2020 election, which in effect is an effort to destroy democracy. So he brings that up as a good journalist. He's like, hey, you don't want to believe me that he's a threat to democracy, but here's literally the proof. I mean, you could turn on the news any day and you're going to see proof of Donald Trump being a threat to democracy. Now, I agree wholeheartedly with every single thing that Bob Woodward said. And Woodward, as I said, is a legendary journalist, right? When you think of the great journalist of American history, Bob Woodward, and Carl Bernstein along with him, should be at the top of that list. These are the guys that blew Watergate wide open. They know corruption. They know presidential scandals. And here is Woodward telling us right now, sounding the alarm bells, we're in trouble, guys. Like, I've never seen anything like this before. Woodward, by the way, wrote multiple different books about how dangerous George W. Bush was during his time in office. Hell, he even did it during Donald Trump's time in office, which brings me to the main reason why I think Donald Trump is so dangerous. And this obviously is not something that Woodward brought up, but I'll bring it up for him because I know he's got to be thinking it. Donald Trump is so dangerous because he's not actually hiding any of it. Why in God's name would you sit with a journalist, the best journalist in the world, okay? Let's just agree on that. Like, Donald Trump is sitting down with the best journalist maybe that's ever lived. A journalist he knows doesn't like him. A journalist he knows leans very far over to the left. And Trump still told him everything, gave him everything he could possibly need. And of course, based on those conversations, Woodward's like, holy crap, he's dangerous, he's a threat, got to get him away from the White House forever. And Trump admits it freely. That's the biggest danger. That's the biggest threat, that he feels so confident in his beliefs and in his opinions and in his inadequacies that he freely admits it to anybody willing to listen, even if he knows they're not a friend. You know, I had long wondered, ever since it was revealed Woodward had this book, so about 2 weeks, I've wondered why Trump would be stupid enough to sit down with Woodward, a guy he knows is not going to be friendly to him. But he did it anyway. Why? Because he knows the name. He knows it's a Bob Woodward book. He knows it's going to be a bestseller. He knows people are going to read it, so he knows people are going to hear what he has to say. It's an audiobook, not a textbook, so sorry, it's an audiobook. People will hear it. So they'll hear Donald Trump. So he doesn't care that it's going to be a lot of left-wingers. He doesn't care that Woodward may not paint him in the best light. He wants the attention. It's so he's giving up the goods so that he can get that attention. That's a real danger. Like, to me, of course, that is the biggest danger. Because what if this man gets back in office and Putin decides to give him the attention? What if Kim Jong-un decides to give him the attention? What if MBS over in Saudi Arabia decides to give him the attention? Oh, he'll tell them whatever they want to know. As long as you keep that attention focused on me. I'll give up everything the United States has ever had to offer. As long as you tell me how amazing I am and you let me talk and you let me say these crazy things, I'll tell you everything you want to know. And yeah, that is the biggest threat that Donald Trump poses to the United States. Hey everyone, this is Aspen. And did you know that for the low cost of $0 per day, you can subscribe to the Fair and Balanced YouTube channel? We also encourage you to like, comment, and share, but again, click that subscribe button and help Aspen not be so grumpy.